Yo, what up guys? It's Mellow Modesty here for a novel book thing review. Today I'm going to be reviewing Go Ask Alice by Anonymous. This is a very, very famous book. If you were to search good books about drugs into Google, chances are this would be your first result. This was written in the 60s and is technically the true diary of a girl who finds herself very quickly brought into the world of drugs, and it follows her from about a month before she started drug use to the end of her relationship with drugs, which I don't want to spoil, but it'll become very, very obvious once you start reading this book, or probably when you're looking into this book at all, you'll figure it out. Anyways, this was written in the 60s, and it starts with this girl who's totally innocent. She goes to this party with some friends and they play the who has acid in their soda game, which is kind of a fucked up game when you think about it. Like, they don't tell anyone about it. She just goes over there and she's like, why am I tripping? And then they're like, oh, well, 3 of the Cokes have acid in them. 3 of them don't. And she's like, damn, well, I guess I'm tripping now. And she becomes addicted to drugs through LSD somehow. And this book was actually super, super interesting until you get about halfway through and realize that it is all 60s anti-drug movement bullshit. This is not the most interesting book you're ever going to read. It is super duper interesting for the beginning, until you're like, damn, these are a lot of tropes of the drug book genre. Damn, I don't know how she's writing these notes in the present tense where the activity she's doing would completely prohibit her from doing that. Damn, I don't know why we got to this part where, like, it's just written like this instead of like an actual journal, because she doesn't know how to tell the story like a journal. Like, the editor just got her hands all over this and was like, don't do drugs, don't do drugs, don't do drugs, don't do drugs. And it kind of makes this book suffer a lot, because this was super interesting. I'm a klutz, get over it. This book was super interesting until she gets to San Francisco, and there's one thing in particular, but like there's several times, like once she gets to San Francisco, there stops being dates to the journal entries, just question marks, and at the bottom of a page, the author writes, these pages weren't dated, they were just written on random pieces of paper, and then we found them and put them in the journal or whatever. And it's like, that's total bullshit, because she's writing in the present tense while having sex. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, that doesn't happen. What you doing, doggy styling it while writing? Like, it's really, really weird. And so that's kind of where the book lost me, because I was just like, this is bullshit. None of this is actually true. But it goes on, and it just kind of details her life after she finds drugs, and how even when she tries to get away from that lifestyle, she can't, due to her peers, due to her wanting to get high, due to even people who are trying to like stay sober with her breaking down. And while it is kind of a tragic book, once you realize it's all bullshit, it kind of becomes way less tragic. And yeah, that's basically really all I have to say on the subject. It's a book that I could suggest for if you're a very busy person, as all the journal entries are like super short, so you can you can read this book super, super fast. I think it's right around 200 pages, and the pages aren't even full because they're like 1.5 spaced, and they have the journal entries which take up like 5 lines. So it's a really quick read, and it's good for if you're a busy person, because you can read segments of the book super quickly. However, if you are looking for a book to either teach you about drugs, to keep you off drugs, or to get you interested in the book, or to get you interested in drugs, this book is neither of those. Because it just comes off towards the end as, well, this seems like bullshit. So, anyways, it was a interesting first half and a very disappointing second half. Overall, I would give Go Ask Alice probably like a 5 out of 10. I mean, it wasn't it wasn't like a bad book to read, it was just like, I don't know, I'm very against like propaganda and stuff, and this is a very propaganda book. It's very don't do drugs because you will die, and I didn't agree with what this book was trying to get across. So, it's a short read. Make your own judgment call. I'm not going to tell you don't read this book, because I'm not going to tell you don't read any book. Read what you want to read and form your own judgment on it. However, if you're trying to figure out which book to read next, maybe think that this one might not be the best. That didn't really make sense. What I'm trying to say is, if this is in your stack of books and you don't know what to read next, I wouldn't put this very high on that stack. That might not make sense either, but hopefully it does. Anyways, have a great day, guys, and peace out.